What's up there guys, GarethWilliam414 here and welcome to a brand new character deck profile on the channel. Today I am bringing you Yugi Muto's Battle City deck profile. This deck is really cool. Obviously Battle City is one of the biggest and probably most people's favourite arc in Yu-Gi-Oh! So to build a Battle City version of Yugi's deck was a lot of fun. And there's a lot of really cool cards in there, and like I said in the Kaiba video, it's just very nostalgic to play. Opening that first hand is just incredible. This, compared to other decks, there's a lot of spell and trap cards in here. Sometimes it can become a bit cloggy, and you do find that often enough, sometimes you'll draw not the right card you need. A couple of cards can be a bit situational, and you played them in specific duels against specific people that, you really put the duel in his favour. But overall, a really amazing deck and a cool one to play. But if you enjoyed this video, don't forget to smash the like button, share this video with a Yu-Gi-Oh fan, and subscribe for more of these awesome character deck profiles. So I'm going to start with none other than the Dark Magician in that original classic Yugi artwork there. 7-star monster with 2,500 attack, 2,100 defense, the ultimate wizard in terms of attack and defense. Next up we have Slifer the Sky Dragon. This was the first of the God cards that he won. He won this from Strings, I believe, when he was under control from Marik. But yes, so this card's attack and defense is determined on how many cards you hold in your hand times 1,000. So this guy can become incredibly strong, or you could become unlucky and it could become incredibly weak. But it's also got a second mouth effect on there as well, which is really cool. I love that they've brought that into the game. And if the monster's in attack position, it loses 2,000 attack points due to the effect of the second mouth. If that drops the attack to 0, the monster is destroyed. It's a really cool effect in there. And of course, this classic card here debuted in Battle City. Here we go, the Dark Magician Girl. He used this against Arcana. 6-star monster, 2,000 attack, 1,700 defense. Not the strongest. Its effect basically it gains 300 attack for every Dark Magician or Magician of Black Chaos in either player's graveyard. But hey, a cool classic Yugi card there. Obviously a massive fan favourite. And to be fair, I think in the Battle City Finals videos, this one came out. This monster came out quite a bit. So, but what I'll do is I'll leave a link to the Battle City Finals anyway, so you can see the duel and see this deck in action. Next up, the classic Buster Blader. This one debuted in Battle City as well. 7-star monster, 2,600 attack, 2,300 defense. This card gains 500 attack for each dragon type monster your opponent controls or is in their graveyard. So if you're playing Kaiba, this guy is incredible. Next up, an absolute classic here, Summon Skull. 6-star monster, 2,500 attack, 1,200 defense. Then we have the Archfiend of Gilfa. 6-star monster, 2,200 attack, 2,500 defense. When this card is sent to the graveyard, you can target one face-up monster on the field, equip that target with this card. That monster loses 500 attack while equipped with this card. So it's really awesome. These cards also debuted in Battle City. Absolute classic cards. So we've got Alpha, Beta, and Gamma, the Magnet Warriors. These guys were incredible. So if you manage to have these guys on the field or in your hand, you can tribute all three of them. So you can bring forth Valkyrion, the Magna Warrior. Absolute beast of a monster with 3,500 attack and 3,850 defense, which is absolutely incredible monster. You're never really going to get this guy off, but if you do, then that's absolutely amazing. And you can reverse it as well. So if those three are in the graveyard, you can tribute Valkyrion and then get the 3 Magnet Warriors back onto the field, so you can tribute them off for Slifer or something, which would be absolutely amazing. His next trios are Jack's Knight, Queen's Knight, and King's Knight. Obviously these debuted in the semi-finals of Battle City, and he used these as a way of getting Slifer out on the field easier. So if Queen's Knight's on the field and you summon King's Knight, you can then special summon Jack's Knight from your deck, which is absolutely awesome. Then we have Gazelle, King of Mythical Beasts, a 4-star monster with 1,500 attack, 1,200 defense. And Baphomet, 5-star monster with 1,400 attack and 1,800 defense. Baphomet's effect is when this card is normal flip summon, you can add 1 Gazelle from your deck to your hand, which is really cool because you're going to use that in order to summon Chimera, the flying mythical beast, if you've got polymerization in hand as well, which is really cool. Next up, we've got this absolute beast of a defender, Big Shield Gardener, 4-star monster with 100 attack, 2,600 defense. Absolutely amazing. Just like so many of your opponent's monsters will just crush into this guy. Only problem is it does have a side effect. Is basically when it's attacked, it is then flipped into attack position. So if they've got 2 monsters, they could easily just sacrifice a few life points in attacking it, then run over it with their other monster. Then we've got Electromagnetic Turtle, 4-star monster, 0 attack, 1,800 defense. During your opponent's battle phase, you can banish this card from your graveyard and end the battle phase. Awesome. And it's a turtle. Looks really cool. Final monster, of course, not a Yugi deck without Kuriboh. 300 attack, 200 defense. You can basically discard this card to make to reduce the battle damage inflicted to your life point 0, which is, you know, awesome. Everyone loves Kuriboh. Moving on to Yugi's spells then. So we start with a copy of Brain Control. So it's basically you pay 800 life points, target one face-up monster your opponent controls, take control of that target until the end phase. The classic card destruction here. You and your opponent discard your entire hands and draw the same number of cards from your decks that you discarded, which is cool. Then we've got Card of Sanctity, and obviously we use this how they used it in the show. So both players draw until they have 6 cards in their hand. He had a copy of Change of Heart, so you select and control one opposing monster on the field until the end of your turn. And then a copy of Dispel. His next card is Diffusion Wave Motion. So obviously he used this against Kaiba in that Battle City semi-final. When he used it then, it was classic. So this card, you pay 1,000 life points, select one level 7 or higher spellcaster type monster on your side of the field. During this turn only, the selected monster can attack, and it attacks all monsters on your opponent's side of the field. The effects of effect monsters destroyed by the selected monster in battle cannot be activated, which is absolutely amazing. Obviously Yugi used this with Dark Paladin against Kaiba in the semi-finals. If you draw it when you haven't got any of these monsters, however, it can be a dead draw. Then we have a copy of Double Spell. Basically what you do is you discard one spell card, and you can target one spell card in your opponent's graveyard and use it basically, which is really, really cool. Then he has a copy of Exchange, which obviously both players see each other's hands and you exchange a card from each other's hands. Awesome. Copy of Magical Dimension here. You can only activate this card while there is a face-up spellcaster type monster on your side of the field. Tribute one monster on your side of the field and special summon one spellcaster type monster from your hand. Then you can destroy one monster on the field, which is incredible. Next up is a copy of Magic Formula, which basically is equipped to either Dark Magician or Dark Magician Girl, and it gains 700 attack. When this card is sent from the field to the graveyard, you gain 1,000 life points. Really cool card. Copy of Multiply here, so you can tribute one face-up Kuriboh, special summon as many Kuriboh tokens as possible, which is really cool. Copy of Soul Taker here. You destroy one face-up monster your opponent controls, then your opponent gains 1,000 life points. So it's handy, but they gain a slight boost because of that. Then we have a copy of Polymerization, which you're going to use to obviously fuse your monsters together. Then a copy of Defusion as well, which is really cool. So if you use it on one of your own monsters, you'll get the monsters back. However, if you use it on one of your opponent's monsters, they don't get the monsters back that were originally fusion materials. Then he ran a copy of Monster Reborn, and of course with Monster Reborn comes Pot of Greed. Everyone ran them. Moving on to Yugi's trap cards then, so we start with this classic card that he used against Seeker, I believe his name was, Card Destruction. When a monster with 2,000 or less attack is summoned, target one of them, destroy all cards with that name in the controller's hand and main deck, which was cool. He used it when he was using those Exodia pieces against him. Then we've got a copy of Collective Power. Target one face-up monster on the field, equipped it with all equipped cards on the field. If any of those equipped cards is now equipped to an incorrect target, destroy that equipped card. Can be cool. Most of the time it's not. Then we've got a copy of Dust Tornado. So you destroy one spell or trap card your opponent controls. You can then set one spell or trap card from your hand. Copy of Lightfall Sword, which he obviously used on a couple of occasions. One was against Seeker and the other was against Obelisk in that duel between him and Kaiba in the semi-finals. But you select one card at random from your opponent's hand, keep it face down and place it outside the field. During your opponent's 4th turn, the card is returned to his or her hand in the standby phase. Then he had a copy of Light of Intervention. So monster cards cannot be played face down. Monsters set in defense position are played face up on the field and are considered summoned. Classic magical hats here. So obviously, unlike the card, it says that you use two, so there'll be a total of 3 hats if you use the card how it says, but we use the trap card as an extra hat, so it's more like the show, so there's 4 hats. And basically you use this card, 2 cards from the deck, and obviously the monster you're trying to save. Shuffle them up, your opponent selects 1 card, and if it's a hat, unlucky. If it's the monster, then I'm unlucky on you. Then we've got Magic Cylinder, absolutely like a devastating card here. Negate the attack of one of your opponent's monsters and inflict damage equal to the attacking monster's attack to your opponent's life points, which is awesome. Best trap card in Yugi's deck, without a doubt, probably one of the best trap cards in the game, especially when character decks are concerned. Mirror Force. Absolutely incredible. Love the artwork on there. But when an opponent's monster declares an attack, destroy all attack position monsters your opponent controls. Another favourite trap card of mine is Mystical Ref Panel, which is amazing. I love the artwork once again on this one. But you activate only when a spell card that targets one player is activated. The effect of that spell card is applied to the other player instead. So, for example, if they play Pot of Greed, flip over Ref Panel and you'll draw the 2 cards instead of your opponent, which can be incredibly frustrating for them. This card used in that 4-way duel to determine who was going to play each other in the semi-finals. It was 7 Tools of the Bandit. You pay 1,000 life points to negate the activation of a trap card and destroy it, which is awesome. Then we have a copy of Soul Rope. When a monster you control is destroyed and sent to the graveyard, except during the damage step, pay 1,000 life points and special summon 1 level 4 monster from your deck, which is really good. Then we have a copy of Spellbinding Circle, the absolute classic, once again, another card that I'm really fond of the artwork on. Then we have a copy of the Regulation of Tribe. You select 1 type of monster. Any monster of the selected type cannot attack. To keep this card in effect, you must offer 1 monster from the field as a tribute at each of your standby phases. If you cannot, then the card is destroyed. So it's alright, it's not too bad. Final trap card is Time Seal, a very, very frustrating card for your opponent. Basically what it does is it skips the draw phase of your opponent's next turn. So if you know full well that they haven't got anything in their hand and you flip this over, obviously you know next turn they're not going to have anything either, which is a bit of a troll really, but really fun to use. Onto his fusion deck then. So we have my favourite card of all time, the Dark Paladin, an absolute beast of a card and a monster as well. So it requires Dark Magician and Buster Blader with 2,900 attack and 2,400 defense. As long as this card remains face up on the field, you can negate the activation of 1 spell card and destroy the spell card by discarding 1 card from your hand. And the attack of this card is increased by 500 points for every dragon type monster on the field and in either player's graveyard. So this is incredible. Absolute beast of a monster. I love Dark Paladin. His other fusion monster is Chimera, the flying mythical beast, and we saw this a lot in Battle City. It's 2,100 attack, 1,800 defense, requires both Gazelle, King of Mythical Beasts, and Baphomet. The effect on this one is when this card is destroyed, you can target 1 Baphomet or Gazelle or King of Mythical Beasts in your graveyard and special summon that target, which is really cool. So you're not going to be left wide open after that. Final cards I have in my Battle City Yugi deck are 5 Karibo tokens. And these things are awesome. These came in the Legendary Collection 3 Yugi's World, and I love them. It just makes playing Multiplying Karibo even better. So let's straighten it out just like that. Perfect, there we go. Field of Karibos. But there we go, guys. That was my Yugi Muto Battle City deck profile. I really hope you enjoyed the video, and if you did, don't forget to smash the like button, share this video with a Yu-Gi-Oh friend, and subscribe for more awesome character deck profiles. This was my last Battle City deck profile from the Battle City finals. I aim to make more Battle City deck profiles in the future. So let me know in the comment section below whose deck profile from Battle City you'd like me to work on next, because that will be a lot of fun. But that is it from me, guys. Thank you so much for watching this video. Until next time, I will see you in the next video. Take care.